Just a quick reminder guys, these narrations are best enjoyed with headphones on. Oh, what is up everyone, Sparkerman, the 1990 Chief Editor of Disabled Gaming Reviews here. This time I take a look at the newest racing game in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Can this game take the checkered flag? Or will this game to be forced to retire from the race due to technical issues before this review even starts? Without further ado, let's find out.
Motorways carry a lot of traffic, often at high speeds, but they are the best roads in the country.
Okay, as par for the course, and no, to eliminate any corporate/franchise bias, I have to ask the Sunny Sonic All-Stars and 9 to all leave the room. So enjoy your lunch guys, and I'll let you know when the review is all done. Okay James, I'll catch you later. Maybe some Half-Life Alyx when the review is done. Right, okay 9, you're on. Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most recognizable franchises in gaming in general. The franchise debuted in 1991 on the Sega Genesis. In recent years, the franchise has been in a comfortable position, with highly rated releases such as Sonic Frontiers, which brought open world mechanics to the table, Sonic X Shadow Generations, a remake of one of the Xbox 360's generation's most beloved classics, with an additional episode to make this game even sweeter. Obviously, there have been quite a few racing games tied to the franchise, for example, Sonic Riders for the PlayStation 2, the Sonic Drift series for the Game Gear, and Sonic All-Stars Racing for the Xbox 360. Which, believe it or not, had Banjo-Kazooie as a cameo character. The date of uploading is the day that this particular title was released for Standard Edition owners. The game is centered around a fictional racing competition, the Crossworlds Grand Prix, hosted by Dodonpa. A key character in the previous entry in the series, Team Sonic Racing. You pick a character from a massive roster, by the way guys, more on that in a minute, and take to the track and compete in an all-out, no-holds-barred race to the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, because the Axis Village's course are as follows. To kick things off, visibility given 9.5. In terms of this category, there are no colorblind modes available in this game. However, there is very little need for one. There are no elements present in this game that might cause an issue for a player with a visual impairment. As a case in point, similar to Mario Kart, there are red and green items. In this case, boxing gloves. When a green boxing glove is picked up, a targeting reticle appears in the center of the screen. When a red boxing glove is picked up, no reticle is present as the weapon hones in to the nearest racer. To be fair, in the vast majority of kart racers, color blindness should not be an issue. So despite the shortfalls, this game is very easily playable for a player with a visual impairment. Next up, on ability, I gave it 10. There is subtitle support present in this game, which can be enabled and disabled via the game's audio section of the options menu. These subtitles appear during cutscenes and during races. On the other hand, there is no way to enlarge the font which appears in subtitles and menus. This is important as the lack of this feature puts the player at risk of getting eye strain while reading the menus and subtitles. So a player with a hearing impairment can play this game with very few issues despite the shortfalls. Next up, mobility is scored a sky-high 11. As par for the course for a kart racer, this game is better enjoyed using a controller. I mean, who wants to play Mario Kart with a keyboard anyway? When using a controller, the button layout can be completely customized to suit your impairments. On top of that, there are numerous assists that can be used. For example, trick assists, which helps you perform tricks when your character's in midair, thus getting a little boost. Steering assist, a little help with steering. And auto accelerate, which accelerates the character automatically. Now you can use these assists during single player races and modes only. This denies the abuse of these assists during multiplayer matches, which gives the player an unfair advantage, thus keeping races fair. So this game is very easily playable for a player with a mobility impairment, and last but certainly by any means least, gameplay I gave it 10. In short, this game is pretty much bare bones, but in a good way though. The mechanics you would normally expect to see in a standard kart racer, such as the use of items and drifting, are still present. The transform mechanic from All Stars Racing Transformed makes its return. The Crossworlds mechanic is what makes this game truly stand out for the crowd. In the middle of races, warm rings will appear to transport everyone to a different track. Now the current race leader gets to pick the track. Now the time spent in this Crossworld consumes a race's second lap. This, along with the transform mechanic from All Stars Racing Transformed, makes playing this game an absolute blast. Another feature which makes this game stand out from the crowd is its rival mechanic. Before a single player race begins, the game sets you a rival character. Now these characters are randomized, or you can set your rival to a specific character. So you can manually set your rival to any character that irritates you the most. Also, the dialogue between your character and your rival character is absolutely hilarious and adds a little extra chaos during a race. The sheer amount of crosses and cross worlds that are available in the game's roster is massive. From the tight urban streets of Market Square from Unleashed to the aerial mayhem of Metal Harbor straight from Adventure 2. This feature works extremely well with the game's transform mechanic. For example, from the start of the race, your character is in its car, or extreme gear. Yes guys, extreme gears from the Sonic Rider series is a thing. And then, during the midpoint to the race, your car gets transformed to a boat at certain sections of the track. And then, at the end of the race, your car then gets transformed to an aircraft. This makes the game a whole lot more fun as you explore these tracks for alternate routes to save you time and get ahead of your competition. The sheer size of the roster of characters is also massive. The base game roster ranges from Blaze the Cat from Sonic Rush Adventure, Sage from Sonic Frontiers, Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06, Sage from Sonic Frontiers, Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06, and Jet the Hawk from Sonic Riders. This game also has a lot of cameos from other games, which are scheduled for release later this year and into next year as DLC. These include Pac-Man, Mega Man, and the Creeper from Minecraft. Another big feature of the game is vehicle customization. There is a massive amount of vehicles that are available to you from the very start of the game. You can, however, create your own dream vehicles. This can be done by selecting specific parts which affects your vehicle in certain ways. That way you can create any vehicles that best suit your playstyle. In terms of the game system requirements, this game is reasonably low spec friendly. The GPU listed in the game's minimum requirements has only 4GB of VRAM. The jump between minimum and recommended requirements is not particularly steep. The GPU listed has only 6GB of VRAM. In summary, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a shining example of what a kart racer should be. It adds new mechanics what makes the game feel fresh and stand out from its competition, while keeping the majority of its core elements intact. As I have said before, the Crossworlds mechanic makes each race feel like generic, as tracks and vehicles can change as the race progresses. So if you're an arcade racing enthusiast and is looking for a racing game to play, this game is highly recommended. And the overall score is 101.25%. Alright, this is Sparta Command and 1990 Chief Editor of Dissimilar Gaming Review signing off for now, and I'll see you guys in the next review.